Today we're going to talk about something kind of snarky. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. Here on A Charming Abode, we give you tips for a truly beautiful home. I have never claimed to be a designer. I am a woman who just loves to decorate, and you are most likely just like me. But today we're going to talk about something that is all over the internet. It is where designers tell you what trends are out for 2021. How dare you even think about decorating with that? I disagree, and we're gonna talk about why. Let's get into it. There are so many fun people to watch here on YouTube that are actually designers, and then ones who pretend to be designers and, you know, basically admit to you that they're just another guy on the internet. So it's all about finding the right person to go with how you want to design your house. But let's talk about these trends for 2021 that they are saying is out the door. Ooh, this first one is a big one, and we're gonna go down an entire rabbit hole going through this one, but get ready, it's Farmhouse. So, I found so many videos talking about how awful Farmhouse is. You don't live in a farm, you live in a suburb, all that kind of stuff. We know. But have you ever really looked at the design of Farmhouse? It's cozy, it's inviting. I feel like that's why people choose it. Don't let anyone tell you that your barn door is outdated, because there are really cool designs for barn doors now. Everything doesn't have to look like a typical barn door anymore. There are really cool, neat designs I see all over Instagram. They are not out of date. And the best part about that, I think that the designers are forgetting, is barn doors are actually super functional and space saving, because you have that bathroom to where it's inconvenient to open the door in and out. And so it's really nice to put the barn door. They're super space saving, but you can update them and you can make them a little more sleek. You can make them more to go with your style. They don't have to look like you're living out on the country. But guess what? If you want them to, that's okay, because that's your design, that's your style. And I've learned over the years, every single thing that I've ever decorated, I love to keep up with trends. Let me throw that in. But every single thing I decorated with what I love is something then that I still have, and it makes me happy. And if I just constantly just go with the trends, one, I'd be broke, and so would you. And two, you're not gonna be happy because you only did it because it was a trend. It wasn't something that you actually loved. So keep that in mind when all these people are telling you, oh, you shouldn't have that, that doesn't look good. Well, let them worry about their own house. I told you we were gonna be snarky today. Okay, sticking with the same thing of Farmhouse that everyone is talking about that is so outdated and that you shouldn't do is a white kitchen. Oh boy, do I have strong feelings about this. I think you should do a white kitchen, honestly. Think about it. Right now, all the trend is like dark kitchen cabinets or the two-tone. I love it. It's beautiful. Don't get me wrong. These trends are amazing. If you can afford to update your house every 10 years when these trends will be out and gone and looking outdated, then you go for it. If this is your life savings and you are going to use this kitchen and you know you're not gonna be able to update it maybe for 25 years, I highly suggest a white kitchen. It's timeless, it's classic, and it can look so beautiful. Depending on what kind of decor you put in there, that's how you're gonna keep it on trend. If you want to mix it up a little bit, you could do a two-tone where you only do your island a different color and leave the rest white, and that's how you could mix it up a little bit. And then, because then if you wanted to change your island color later, that would be super easy. But don't lock yourself into a trend that you know that you can't afford. Unless you can afford it, then by all means, you go for it. I don't have a white kitchen. I will probably regret this. In 10 years, you guys will be able to be like, wow, Leslie, your kitchen's so 2018. And I'll be like, yep, it sure is. And I'll be stuck with it because I won't be able to afford to change it. But anyway, moving on down our rabbit hole of things that they say is out of style that I totally disagree with is Shiplap. Yes, Shiplap dominated over the last few years from Joanna Gaines, and I don't know why, but I don't really consider this farmhouse decorating. I think that I've seen this in a lot of different contemporary type homes. It's all about how you style it. I love when you take Shiplap and you do it black. It looks so cool. I actually think I'm gonna go ahead and do that in my laundry room. I have a friend who gave me that idea, and I just think that would be really great. Do I think of that as, oh, I'm decorating farmhouse? No. So I'm not quite sure completely how that is always had to be farmhouse, other than when you watch the old restoration shows, they discovered the shiplap back behind, and like Joanna Gaines did, and then they would like redo it. I love it. Do not let anyone tell you that shiplap is out of style. Yes, all the new like accent walls, the board and batten and all that, yes, those are super in style and super fun. I have nothing against any of that. I think that's fun. I actually have one right here next to me in this room. But that doesn't mean that shiplap should not be put in the house in 2021. It's a really cool style, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Okay, and last but not least, going down our farmhouse rabbit hole here of things that they say are so tacky and out of date is distressed paint. Let's talk about why this started. It was supposed to feel rustic and just kind of charming, like you found this old antique piece and you wanted to incorporate it into your style, and it just looks beautiful. I don't see absolutely anything wrong with it. You guys might come at me in the comments and be like, that is so tacky. But keep in mind, this video is for fun and we're not dogging on anyone. What we're actually trying to do is let you know that if you love something, it's okay. It's absolutely okay. So for me, distress painting, I don't really have a lot of that in my house. I have a little bit, maybe in my kitchen on my hutch. It's just kind of a little worn. I don't have a lot of like chip paint kind of items, but I see absolutely nothing wrong with that. I actually think that that could really be incorporated to feel just kind of vintage, give you that just rustic vibe. And if that's the vibe you're going for in your home, then that's not wrong and you should go with it. So keep that in your design choice if that's something that you love. Okay, moving away in our snarkiness of the farmhouse. That's my word of the video, by the way, snarky. We're gonna move to something that one designer said was so outdated and you shouldn't do anymore. And I about fell over because I didn't know if this designer, do they have a family or what their circumstances are, but they said that open concept houses are out the door. They're not intimate, they're not, you know, functional. They are so functional. Okay, first of all, especially for families with smaller children, if you have an open concept, do you know how nice it is to be in the kitchen and be able to, your kids be right there in the family room or wherever, and you can see them and you can multitask? Do you know how difficult it is when you're around the corner in a separate room and you can't hear or see them very well? I don't know. I don't think open concept is going to go out of style anytime soon for families at all. I understand that if you like to have room by room by room, I think there's nothing wrong with that. But to say that open concepts are out of style and not functional, I cannot relate to that at all. Please let me know in the comments what your guys' ideas are on open concept, because maybe my idea of it is outdated, but I just can't imagine. I think that it's really functional. Okay, we're gonna talk about one of my favorite things. If you've ever noticed in my videos and looked around my house, I've had probably the number one question I get asked: what color are my walls? What color is that paint color? It's called the perfect Greige. Okay, so decorating monochromatic where things are in all gray tones is going out of style, so they say. But for people like me, who have a little bit of a tendency to sometimes not enjoy tons of color, for some reason I feel like a monochromatic, like gray tones, is more calming and relaxing to me. I don't think that that's ever gonna go out of style, because that's your choice. And sure, like there's places I love to incorporate color. My front porch, if you watch my front porch video, love that, adding in blues and yellows and oranges and all that. That's perfect, but I don't think decorating in grays and taupes and beige and all that is something that's really ever gonna go out of style. First of all, that's a neutral palette. Second of all, the best thing about that is, say you have your room decorated in that. Do you know how easy it is to add in a color if you wanna have a pop of color? It's so perfect. Do not let anyone tell you that decorating in grays is going out of style. If you are looking for someone to give you advice to help you decorate your home, you've got to find someone who has your style in mind, not their style, because otherwise your house is going to be decorated like theirs, not how you want it, and you're not going to be made to feel cozy and warm and comfortable in your own home. So that's the biggest takeaway from this, is you've got to find someone that you admire and you look up to. And if you admire the designer on here who tells you that all these things are outdated and you should only do sleek modern lines and this is what is in, then you go for that. That is then who you should be following. But if you want someone who has your best interest in mind, I highly suggest looking around, because there are tons and tons and tons of people who can give you amazing advice. Did you guys think this video was fun? I thought it was so fun. I've been having so much fun watching all these crazy videos. I am cracking up at some of them that are out there. People are very opinionated. So I decided I was gonna be very opinionated and tell you what I disagree with. Love to hear what you guys have to say about this video. Leave a comment down below. We'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.